many good things about him.
He's got more one-liners than Van Camp's got beans, and he's got a way of speaking that is unique unto himself. There is nobody quite like Stuart.
I've heard he's really a character. I have.
He's a heck of a guy. He'll look at you and say, "Well, boy," you know, and away from there he go. This should be a Super Bowl game tonight. Both teams coming in 3-0. There is a disparity in the classification, but there certainly is no disparity in the size of the rosters, nor is there a disparity in the size of the players. They're pretty evenly matched size-wise.
And their talent's comparable.
And their talent is very comparable. It would appear, just on the surface, that perhaps the Arkadelphia Badgers are a little bigger offensively on the line than are the Panthers, whereas the Panthers might have the better of it on the defensive side of the ball, which makes it a very good matchup. And then, of course, it will be the speed, quickness of Arkadelphia out of the backfield with Mr. Bruce Bately doing the primary running from his tailback position against that left-right combination that Coach Fike puts up. And I don't know a better way to say it, just a left-right. They come at you with both hands.
It's like the Olympic boxing match.
Exactly, and we're talking there about, of course, Kurt Shelnut and Mr. Robert Godino. Both of them can put a hurt on you.
Indeed. We've had the toss of the coin tonight, and Benton won the toss. They will defer until the second half, and Arkadelphia chose then to receive. So we're going to have a kickoff and football here momentarily.
I wish I knew which direction this stadium was laid out. It feels like it's an east-west stadium.
It does, doesn't it?
So until somebody comes down and tells me, "Hey, stupid, it's not," I'm going to say it's an east-west stadium. We're high in the press box over what should be the south side of the ballpark. Most of the Benton fans, and there is a goodly turnout, are on the north side of the stadium, and I would hazard a guess, including the band, there must be 400 or 500 people.
I'd say so. The Pep Steppers are here, the band and the cheerleaders, a good contingent from Benton, and should be exciting for them, and well, it should be a great game. That always lends well to excitement.
Yes, it does, and the Badgers, you know, they're a community effort down here.
Oh, yeah.
The stadium floor is filled with school kids, elementary and high school, as they are right around the cheerleaders waiting for the Badgers to come onto the field, which makes it kind of unique. I don't think I've ever seen that many people on the stadium floor before to greet a football team.
Maybe at the Razorback Stadium when they've got the whole band out there and the cheerleaders, but that's about it. They're going to have a long run just to get to the sideline.
Badger spirit, it says on the big banner, which has become traditional with home teams. The Badgers, of course, will be wearing their totally blue uniforms with the white numerals and red piping, white helmets, and red and blue striping on the top. And, of course, tonight, the Panthers will be in their road uniforms, which means that they'll be wearing their white away with the maroon and gray trim. I have on my gray shirt. I tried to get Rob to wear his maroon one so we could walk in lockstep, but it didn't work out. We're not too far away from the kickoff of tonight's football game. Here comes the Panthers banner up. It says, "Trap the Badgers." Unfortunately, the only Badgers I was ever around to any degree were the Wisconsin Badgers, and they didn't claw very many people.
They got a tough one this week. They're playing Miami and Florida.
God, they got beat by Northern Illinois the other day. Miami ought to be a
Saturday
walkover
for them, yeah.
We're just a couple of minutes away from the kickoff of tonight's game. The Panthers will be kicking off to the Badgers. So before we get to that, let's take this one more 60-second timeout for a couple of commercial messages. Oh, I feel like I should chew some gum or something. Boy.
I've got a piece.
I have to have that non-stick to teeth type.
I remember.
I have these falsies in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't have any. I thought I had a half stick, so. But I don't. So if I get too offensive, just turn your head.
Oh, you're all right.
I go all day without eating.
That's a trick.
Then I have something earlier. I stopped down here and had a gut bomb. It's on my mind. Welcome back to Haygood Stadium. Both teams are on the field. The Badgers are out lined up to receive the ball, and here come the Panthers to get into their kicking formation. We're just seconds away from the kickoff of tonight's game. This should be a game. I got a little goosebumpy about this one.
This is probably the feature game in the state. Two undefeated teams. I know that Newport, I think it's Newport and Rivercrest that are playing.
Yeah.
And that's a big one. And Bryant playing against Catholic is a big one. But this is a highlight game, no doubt.
What is it about full color uniforms like the ones that Arkadelphia have on that make them look bigger?
I don't know.
You know they're not.
Yeah.
But they do look larger.
I kind of like them, though.
Yeah, I do, too. All right, teeing the ball up. Who's that? Keith Nix?
I believe that's Heath.
Mr. Nix is, Darren Nix, rather, excuse me, is teeing the ball up. He'll kick it away.
No, that's Heath. We're going to have trouble with that because Darren's a tackle for the Arkadelphia Badgers, and Heath's a tackle for the Panthers. In fact, they may go up against each other face-to-face on occasion.
Is that Bailey back deep? Here's the run-up and the kick. It is to Bailey. He takes it in on the 15, brings it out to the 20, the 25, 30, across the 30 to about the 33-yard line, where Arkadelphia will put the ball in play. First down, 10 to go on the first offensive drive of the evening. And I believe the return man that time was the tailback, Bruce Bailey. And if that's a sample of his speed, it's going to be an effort to keep him contained.
It's definitely going to be a challenge for the Benton defense because there's so many weapons on this Arkadelphia team. They've got the power and the speed, and it will be a challenge indeed.
Ball's at the 33. Arkadelphia is 33. First down, 10 to go. Put the flanker in motion. Snap, pitch back to Bailey. He turns one way, cuts another, and runs right into the grasp of... Let's see who that was getting up off the bottom.
I think that was Mundy there.
Yes, it is. You're absolutely right.
Made a good play. He's got good penetration, and they held him to no gain.
Greg Mundy came up to get the stop. I want to say that it looked as if, and I'm not sure, so I won't say it, but it looked like one of the tackles got in there and turned him back in. But we'll wait and see. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 from the 33. Once again, the split end is in motion. And this time, going back to pass, it appears to be Mosley. He throws it downfield over the head of the intended receiver, Scott Thomas. There on defense was Jake Goheen of the Panthers.
It was a nice job of dropping back by Roger Barker. He went back and deflected that pass, and it got over the receiver's head.
There's another guy who does a good job every ball game, Roger Barker.
It was a good job of covering the pass, and that's something those linebackers are going to have to do is not take that fake and go and drop back and get in that coverage.
So it's now third down, 10 yards to go, still from the 33. Arkadelphia still in control. This time, Mosley slides down the side and hands off to his...
I think he kept it that time. It was a good fake.
Did he keep it or did he hand off? I could have swore he hung on. Well, you're right. He certainly did. He made a fake, kept the ball, pounded out over behind his left guard and tackle. Got ahead for about 7 yards, but that's still 3 yards short of a first down. So, boy, it was a good fake. I thought he
did a good job.
Handed it off and fell. But he shows you what I love, right?
He's a crafty quarterback. He's a good ball handler.
So back in punt receiving formation is Jake Goheen and Robert Godino as they await the first punt of the evening. And Arkadelphia did not accumulate a first down. It's a high short kick. And Godino goes over near the far sideline, brings the ball out to the 20-25, coughs it up. There's a pile and a flag, so we'll have to see what the problem is.
I think Jake Goheen got back on that fumble, but they haven't made a decision on this, so it's still up for grabs down there in the middle of the pile.
Goheen got back for the ball, but there were a couple of blue shirts that were diving for it also, but it does appear as if Goheen did make the recovery. The ball will be spotted at the Benton 23? 22 and a half, 23-yard line. First down, 10 to go. So Benton has their first offensive opportunity tonight. And there was a penalty on the play. We'll have to watch where they mark that off. Matter of fact, there's 2 flags down. It's against Benton.
Yeah, I'm afraid it was a clip.
Generally is on a kicking situation.
take it half the distance and mark it about 11 and
11. Let's call it the 11-yard line. First down, 10 to go for Benton from their own 11. And here comes the offensive unit onto the field as they get some final instructions from Coach Dwight Fite. They're out and ready to go. Arkadelphia on in defense, and this is the kind of field position that Coach Fite, I'm sure, had wanted to stay away from this early in the ballgame.
True. But if Benton can move the football at all on the ground and play some ball control, this could be a key thing all night long. If they can move this ball a little bit and get a little confidence moving the football against Arkadelphia.
First handoff goes directly ahead to Robert Godino on the carry. Nope, it was Kurt Shelnut that time. Shelnut on the carry, and I've done that about 44 times so far.
We're a long way from this action, a lot further away than we're used to, and the numbers on Benton's jerseys are kind of small from this distance.
Well, there's a pickup on the play of 4 yards, so call it second down and 6, as once again, Jamie Jones gets in under center. Looks around, spins. This time he hands off to Godino, and Godino pops ahead for another good gain, very close to a first down.
Real strong run there. Looked like he was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did, and he has a first down. We give him a pickup of 6. And it is now first down and 10 from all the way out to the 24-yard line. So a pickup better than that, pickup of 9 on the play for Godino. First down, 10 to go from the 24. Handoff straight ahead to Randy Wright that time, as Wright made the dive into the middle of the pile. And he picks up maybe 1 yard, 2 at the most. Give him a pickup of 2, call it second down and 8. That's odd. Now all 3 backs have carried and on the first 3 plays. Something you're not used to seeing out of Benton. Jamie Jones looks under, looks over, turns around, hands off to Godino on a power play off left tackle.
They're testing them right up the middle, and Arkadelphia knows this is what Benton likes to do, and it's just a matter of which one's going to will it.
Derek Sally got in underneath to make the tackle. Pickup of 3, call it third down now and 5. That's a long third down, you know. I mean,
especially for a wishbone team.
It really is.
Doesn't throw a lot.
Well, the last time they were in this kind of a situation, though, they gave to Godino. Let's see what they do this time. Jamie Jones turns, fakes to Shelnut, pitches back to Godino. Godino's got a first down.
He's got room to run.
He's out in the open. He needs a block. He gets a block. It's going to be a long way. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20. They're going to get him, but he's going to take the ball all the way down to the 10-yard line of Arkadelphia.
A big play, a big play.
Big play by Robert Godino. And he has had a habit of doing that every ball game this year.
They ran the option to perfection to the short side of the field. Jones pitched the ball on rhythm to Godino. He turned it up the corner, got a good block on the outside, cut it back over the middle, and went all the way to the other sideline, got a great block from Jake Goheen, and got it down to the 10-yard line.
The omnipresent Jake Goheen again, doing something right. A 61-yard run that time for Godino. First and 10 for the Panthers from their 10-yard line, and it's Shelnut in for 10, but we've got flags on the play. And not 1 flag, but 2 flags. Shelnut popped off on a misdirection, went off the left side and danced into the end zone all alone, but it looks like they are going to talk to whom? It's a penalty against Arkadelphia. This touchdown stands.
Well, it may not, Bill, because oh yes, they're lining. Looks like they're lining it up for the extra point.
Yeah, because
I was thinking maybe they might have whistled it dead before the play.
Well, the flag was thrown well after the play was over. Shelnut was in the end zone when he threw the flag. So
he's calling the play now, and the touchdown is good.
Yes.
And they'll do the penalty on the kickoff.
Ensuing, I think is the way they like to say it, right?
One of those.
Give Kurt Shelnut a 10-yard run for a touchdown, and the Benton Panthers go on top by a score of 6-0. We wondered about their power.
Boy, Arkadelphia has to be shocked
speed.
Right now.
You know, Godino's not fast, but he's very quick.
He's got good speed.
And he's got decent speed,
yeah.
You know. Here's the point after touchdown attempt
it's like
now.
Heath Nix will do the kicking.
Well, Godino's probably still too tired from the 61-yard
He made a run. That was a great run.
Beautiful run. Here's Heath Nix. He'll try. Ball's
it's
down.
a fake.
They fake it.
And they pitch it
ahead
inside.
on the old.
And it's good.
On the old, what is that? I want to say the Oregon or something like that.
I'm not sure what you call that, but
the little shovel pass forward.
Jay Goheen was holding. He pitched it up forward to Cliff Phillips, and Phillips just weaved his way through the oncoming Badgers and scored. It was like Arkadelphia didn't even see it.
And again, I hate to keep beating on a. Dead horse, but with 7 minutes and 39 seconds to go, and the score reading 7-0 in favor of the Panthers. Jay Goheen, 8-0 rather. Jay Goheen did it again.
He did. That was quite a play. That was really something.
The Utah pass. That's the one I was trying to think of.
Okay.
Sure, that was
now,
what they called the Utah
Nix will get
pass.
a chance to kick off from the Arkadelphia 45.
Yeah. The ball will be.
I didn't catch what the penalty was on
what does this mean?
Unsportsmanlike conduct?
I'm not sure, but whatever it is, that's what it was. Here comes somebody down to tell us, I'm sure, looking in the mirror behind my head. So it'll be Heath Nix to kick it off. And
okay.
What was it?
It was illegal participation. They had 12 men on the field on the play.
All right. And the kick goes well into the end zone. The fair catch is called for and not run out. So it becomes the Badgers football, first down, 10 to go from their own 20-yard line. And I got a feeling that this field position makes Coach Dwight Fite feel a lot better than the 33 where they started their last drive.
It's interesting how Shelnut busted that play for the touchdown, the 10-yard burst right up the middle against 12 guys.
Nobody touched him.
Not at all.
Nobody touched him. Maybe that was it. They were counting on that extra guy making the tackle. Here we go.
Now the challenge is Arkadelphia's.
Yes, and look at this. Oh, he ran into a Badger, a Panther rather, did Mr. Bruce Bailey. He looked like he had an opening, was going to cut it back and go, and he ran literally right into the arms of Kelsey Dedman, who just unceremoniously deposited him on the backside of his trouser bag.
It's not hard to run into Kelsey Dedman.
It's hard to run around Kelsey Dedman. It's not hard to run into
6'4", 280.
Big man and a good, excellent high school football player. 7 minutes, 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Arkadelphia with the ball, second down and 7. Once again, they give it to Bailey, and this time he pops around the right side and picks up excellent yardage all the way out to the 35-yard line before he's, 33-yard line before he was finally brought down. Coming in on the play was Bill Lincoln, and seemed to be like Mr. Mundy was over there. Did you catch anybody else?
Actually, his footing just went out from under him trying to make the cut. That's something right there that Benton is going to have to really concentrate on, is shutting off that outside game. They got outside on him there, and it could have been a bigger play than it was.
First and 10 from the 33 for Arkadelphia, their own 33. Once again, it's their big guy Bailey, and he breaks it out across the 25, 30, out across the 40-yard line to the 41, 41 and a half for another first down.
Giving him out to the 44, Bill.
44, you're right.
Rick Daniel ended up making that tackle it, and he just kept weaving his way through there. Nobody laid a hand on it.
3 times in a row now.
Yeah, it's effective, and it's something they're probably going to run until somebody stops it.
I wish I had time to watch the end. I've tried twice and lost track of the yardage, but I would like to watch this wingback for Arkadelphia. He seems to be the one laying the block that lets him go. Now the quarterback scoots down the line, and Bailey is gone, folks, unless Goheen can make the save. And it was Goheen who came up.
He got all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Touchdown saving tackle at the 22 of the Panthers, and that was an excellent read by quarterback Chris Mosley, who simply stood and waited for everybody to come to him. When they did, he hit Bruce Bailey, who was headed for that right end, got an excellent block from his flanker back, Andy Russell, and that sprung Bailey, who has excellent speed, all the way down to the Benton 20...
Call it the 22.
22-yard line. So first and 10 for Arkadelphia at the Benton 22. This time they go to the well for Bailey, and coming in to make the tackle for a loss of about 5 or 6 on the play.
That was Mundy knifing in there again.
Mr. Mundy.
But he did a good job that time and held Bailey to no gain.
Matter of fact, there's a loss of 3 on the play.
Oh, that's right.
All the way back to the, well, 4, call it, all the way back to the 27-yard line. Well, the line yard marker over there is 4, but it looks like 5 if you take it back to where the yard markers are. Whatever. Let's call it second down 14 for Arkadelphia. Ball at the Benton 27-yard line. Oh, fumble on the play. Benton's got the football. Mosley tried to work his way left to put a pitch out to Bailey. And
Aaron Windsor came up with that.
Windsor was Johnny on the spot to pick up the loose ball. Windsor and Deadman got in to do the hitting, knocked him down. Bill Lincoln hit him again. The ball popped loose, and it was Aaron Windsor who came up with the big play and recovered the football, so it now becomes Panther football, this time spotted at their own 33-yard line.
A big play there. The defense rose up, even though the Arkadelphia moved the ball real well.
They were doing fine with the quick pitches, but
they
when they
stopped it once, and then they went to the option, and again they got penetration and caused the fumble. And a fumble for Benton.
And let's see who got the football. Benton does, says the referee.
Jamie Jones got back on that one.
Attempted handoff to Kurt Shellnut, popping through the middle, was dropped and mishandled. And who did you say got the recovery?
I think Jamie Jones, the quarterback, got back on that.
Jamie Jones. Boy, he's a smart kid. Plays excellent leadership roles out there on the field. Second down and 10. Loss in the play of 1. Let's call it second and 11. 4 minutes, 24 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play from Arkadelphia, with the Panthers leading 8-0, and they own the football over the Badgers. Shellnut tried to get up into on that power play off right tackle, and they just buried Kurt Shellnut for no gain. It'll be third down, and well, he got 2 yards, they're saying now, as they finally spot the ball. So it'll be third down and 9. Pickup of 2 on the play, and the clock continues to run here in the first quarter.
It'll be interesting to see what play they run here.
I'd imagine a quick trap again, but they might throw. We might see the first pass.
Maybe, and they may run that option again. Oh,
there's Shellnut outside. Outside. He needs to beat one man. Didn't do it. Got it out across the 40. Shellnut on a misdirection took the ball around the left end and pulled it out of route to the 41-yard line. They're going to spot it right on the 40. So it's a pickup on the play of another 5 yards, 6 yards. Call it fourth down and 3, and the Panthers are going to have to kick the ball away. And I think that quick score by the Benton Panthers has kind of gotten the attention of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
No doubt about it. Of course, I'm sure they had their attention to start with, but
well, they looked a lot more aggressive.
It's the first time Arkadelphia's been behind this season.
3 minutes, 37 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. We get a yellow flag before anything can go. The kick is away and nobody cares. The time ran out. They're going to lose 5 yards for delay of game, which will be charged officially to the quarterback, which I've never understood, but that's all right. It's a team penalty, not a quarterback penalty, generally on the coach.
We won't keep them. We won't keep them individually.
So now it becomes fourth down and about 9 yards to go. Fourth down and 8, actually, let's call it. And that doesn't alter the situation. There will be a punt by the Panthers. Once again, the clock rolling down to 15 seconds.
This is a key part of the Benton strategy. Is Arkadelphia has hurt some people with their returns. They're kicking away from Bailey on the punt.
It was short, and I'm very tickled at the Arkadelphia manager down there marking the flight of the ball for the referee, and he picked it up right where he said. It didn't go very far. The ball is going to be spotted at the Arkadelphia 41-yard line, where the Badgers will put the ball in play in excellent field position. That's one time that the Panthers, who have played field position football all year, could not get the advantage. Needed a first down or 2 to make it work. It didn't come out that way. So it will be Arkadelphia once again on the attack. Chris Mosley, the quarterback, takes that snap back. He's rolling to his left. Wants to throw. Looks downfield. Intercepted by the Panthers, and it's going to be a touchdown.
He's going to go all the way with the return.
Shane Smith picked it off, and he's got the touchdown.
He picked that off, I guess, about the 46-yard line. And returned it for a touchdown.
You said, and he's got a man wide open, and he did, because Shane Smith was hiding. And the minute that he put the ball in the air, Smith ducked around the intended receiver, slipped in front of him, pulled the ball down, and by the time everybody collected themselves, There was nobody left downfield to stop Shane Smith. He gets a 46-yard return of an intercepted pass, and just like that, it's 14-0.
I'll tell you what, Bill,
of the Panther.
I was looking further downfield. They had a man deep, wide open that if Mosley would have hit him, it would have been 6 for Arkadelphia, but he chose the short man, and there was Shane Smith right in the way.
This time the kick by the Panthers is up, and it's good. Heath Nix makes it 15-0 in favor of the Benton Panthers over the Arkadelphia Badgers, and we'll be back with more Benton Panther football after this 60-second commercial timeout. Up in the kickoff, and with the football once again, this is Bailey. He jukes, he jives, he may go all the way. It's Goheen, once again, the only man who can stop him. Goheen misses him, but he slows him down and running him out of bounds down inside Panther territory, all the way down to, ooh, golly, what is that, about the 24-yard line was number 22, John Brewer, and Brewer had to come almost from nowhere to save a touchdown, and this Bailey is something, is he not?
This is something that Coach Dwight Fight was worried about. It's something that Arkadelphia has hurt their opponents with, and that's the special teams. They've got so much speed. They broke that one. They had an interception for a touchdown and a punt return for a touchdown last week.
First down, 10 to go for Arkadelphia from the Benton 24. Straight ahead handoff to the big fullback that time, Lavelle Fort, and he is through for maybe 2 yards at the most, 3 maximum 2 yards, let's call it.
Heath Nix in on that tackle.
And Heath Nix came up to make the tackle. Fort, the big fullback that time, off tackle, and by golly, they only gave him a yard. Looked like he made more turf than that, for want of a better word. And we get a timeout on the field. What is it, an equipment problem?
Looks like working on the, I can't really tell, maybe working on the shoulder, somebody's shoulder pads there.
Something's going on down there. The trainer is out. We got a man down on one knee, but I don't know what it is. And I guess they're just having a conversation. So I'll tell you what, we've got a timeout on the field. The score is 15-0. The Benton Panthers leading the Arkadelphia Badgers. We've got 2:45 to play in the first quarter. Arkadelphia in scoring position, and we'll be back with more Benton Panther football after this 60-second commercial timeout. As we come back to action here in Arkadelphia, Chris Mosley has made another one of those key pitch outs to Bruce Bailey, who's skirted the left end, danced down inside the 10-yard line, and he has spotted the ball at the 9. So it's Arkadelphia, first down, 10 to go from the Benton 9, a pickup of 15 on that play by Bailey.
Again, the option worked very well for Arkadelphia. They had a one-on-one situation outside, and Bailey made the move.
Bailey back in the tailback slot. Mosley, the quarterback, turns, fakes, hands to Bailey. Bailey trying to get around, and Bailey is close to a touchdown. Bailey is in for a touchdown as he was hit out near the 2 or 3 yard line by Heath Nix, but he stretched forward, full body length in the air, and nudged the ball over the plane of the goal line for the score. So with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go, Arkadelphia comes back to score. 2:08 on the clock.
This has been a wild first quarter, you know it?
A minute and 12 seconds ago, Benton was kicking their extra point. 2:08, number 30, 9 yards, TD. Those are little short hand notes I make to myself, let you know that I do it, okay?
Now,
we get a timeout now by Arkadelphia.
I think they want to go for 2 points to try to line things back up.
I was trying to determine what Coach Feit had called that timeout for a moment ago. It looked like equipment there for a minute, and then all of a sudden it was just a simple timeout. Apparently he was trying to get them together after that long run. But I tell you, this fellow, Bailey, is something, is he not?
He is indeed a real workhorse, and of course his speed, I think Arkadelphia admits that they cannot work it up the middle against Benton, and they've got to go outside and use that speed advantage, because that is the one advantage they have. Benton will have to perhaps take those wide splits we saw last week and really try to string things out outside. He's been getting some very good blocking. They're pulling the guards and they're getting out there and making the blocks, and it's leaving him with a lot of room to run. They're not. He's not running through much congestion.
We've got 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, and Bailey at 5'10", 175 pounds, plays a lot bigger than that.
He already got 76 yards on 8 carries.
8 carries, 76 yards.
Robert Ganino's gone 3 times for 73, so we've got a battle there.
Here we go. It's Mosley under the center. He wants to take it in himself, and he does for 2 points. Mosley on a keeper, goes around the right side, and once again, they were able to turn the end on the Benton Panther. It's number 42 for Benton. Cliff Phillips came over to try to make the tackle, but he simply could not get his body in front of Mr. Mosley, and Mosley takes it in, and it's 8-0 now. 15-8 rather, in favor of the Benton Panthers. I was going to say 8-0 Benton, and I just assumed it was that, if you don't mind.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is everything you'd and more than you'd expect. Benton came right out and literally smacked the 4th-ranked Arkadelphia Badgers in the mouth, scoring 15 points on them before they could catch their breath. And Benton, or Arkadelphia, showed what they were made of. They came right back. They put a 6 on the board, added the 2-point conversion. It's 15-8, and this ball game is up for grabs.
This is too good a football team to lay down and quit just because they're 15 points behind.
Certainly so, but it was their first time they trail all season, and any team, the first time they get behind, they face a little adversity. You wonder how they're going to come through it. Of course, Arkadelphia, with the tradition that they have, you fully expect them to respond positively, but you never know about those things until it happens.
We're still talking about high school kids.
That's right.
Here's the kick. Down to Gadino, and we had a whistle and a flag and an illegal procedure penalty called against the Panthers before the ball was kicked, apparently, because they're going to re-kick it. And that's kind of a good thing.
It's kind of an odd thing.
Yeah, well, Jake Goheen went over to catch the football, and Goheen went over to catch it while at the same
Gadino.
Right at the same time that Gadino was trying to catch it, and they dropped the football. So maybe it's just as well we can start over with a kick.
They actually whistled it dead before the play got started, so evidently one of the Benton players was offside. I'm not sure exactly what was the
maybe they lined up offside. I don't know either. Yeah. Gadino is the deep man. Jake Goheen up about 8-9 yards and split off to his right. Everybody's ready here. It will be Arkadelphia running up on the kickoff.
Andy Russell
did the kicking. Gadino takes the ball at the 10. It's a 15-20, and he is plowed under at the 20-yard line, and there's another flag. You know, in the first 2 games that we saw played, Benton had no problem with penalties. There were a few last week, and now more this week. And it looked like Gadino got up saying, hey, they were grabbing my face mask, but that's not going to cut much ice, as they used to say. I believe it's going to go against the Panthers. Probably a clip again. Yep. So they'll take it back to the 10-yard line, where it will be first down, 10 to go, as once again, the Benton Panthers will start in their own 10-yard line. The last time they did this, it took them about 3 plays to go the distance for a touchdown. Let's see what happens this time. Started at the 11 and went in for the score from the 11, 89 yards. Now they got to go 90. What the heck? That's no step for a stepper. 1 minute, 50 seconds left to play here in the first quarter in what's been a very odd football game. And there's another oddity, which I'll pass on to you when I get a chance. There is Gadino. Nope, that's Shelnut. And
they really opened up a hole on that left side for him on that play.
Followed big number 51, David McGee, was out there.
Dennis Bird right in there, too. They
Michael
went right
T.
over those two.
Yep. And they open it up, and he pulls it out to close to the 20-yard line. It is the 20, so it's first down and 10 yards to go. Give Shelnut a pickup of 10 on the play. First down 10 from their own 20-yard line. At that rate, it'll take them 8 more plays to score. Handoff this time to Godino, and he's going to be swarmed over there as he tried to take it off tackle between the tackle and the end, sliding toward the right side, but there was no vacancy, nobody around to give him any good blocking because all you could see was the blue-shirted Arkadelphia Badgers. He went down, pickup of 1, call it second down and 9 from the Benton 11-yard line. Second down, 9 yards to go, ball at the Benton 21, excuse me. And the Panthers in control. Jamie Jones, the quarterback, underneath. Calls out the signals, looks right, looks left, spins, hands off to Shelnut.
He fumbled, but he got back.
Through, dropped the football, and fell on it after a pickup of about 4. So it'll be third down and 5, and that's that odd situation we were talking about a while ago. It's a long way for a wishbone team on third down and 5.
It's been a very entertaining ball game. Both offenses have been really doing a good job.
It's so quiet in this booth, though, away from the fans, it makes you feel funny,
It feels a little odd, it does.
Rob Patrick and Bill Powell coming to you from Arkadelphia, where the Panthers have the football. AD have a third down and 5, and they're not going to get it this time. Shelnut on the carry, as again, they tried the misdirection, but instead of trying to get around the flank, Shelnut tried to cut it back up in against the grain and was knocked down about a yard short. Call it fourth down, 1 yard to go, and that looks like kicking time for the Panthers. And once again, Arkadelphia could be in excellent field position unless Benton makes a shot at going for it. Let's wait and see. We have a timeout called on the field because the quarter has ended. So we played 1 full quarter of football here at Arkadelphia. The Panthers lead at 15-8 over the Arkadelphia Badgers, and we'll be back with more Panther football after this 30-second commercial timeout.
No doubt about it. It looks like Benton's going to go for it on their own 29-yard line.
Talk about guts, huh?
They feel like they can make a yard against Arkadelphia. We'll see.
Fourth and 1 from the 29. Arkadelphia stunts. Handoff. Godino. He's got the first down plus a couple of yards.
I guess when you've got a couple of backs like that can run so well in the middle, and they have such faith in their offensive line that they felt like they went right behind that excellent center, Wyatt Everett, and they picked it up by a yard.
Pickup of 2 by Godino that time.
That's really taking a risk against a highly ranked team, a very talented team, in your own end of the field to take a 4th and 1 and go for it. Shows a lot of faith in Dwight Fight, showing a lot of faith in his offense.
First down, 10 to go for the Panthers. Ball this time on their own 31-yard line. Fumble on the play. Who got it? It looked like Jamie Jones. The ball slipped out of his palms on the snap. The exchange from the center. He went down quickly, and he's the last guy up. Jamie Jones made the recovery. Second down and 11. Loss of 1 on the play.
Something they had trouble with last week was the center exchange, and I'm not sure why. If Jamie's pulling out of there a little too quickly or what, but that's 2 times tonight, and I know they had a couple of problems with that last week.
We've got 11 minutes left to play here in this second quarter. Flank Goheen wide to the right. Jamie Jones, the quarterback, tried to hand off to Godino. He did. Godino bounces back and is ridden hard to the ground by George Boyette of Arkadelphia. No place to go that time.
And it was a wrong play at that point.
It was Shelnut, by the way.
They really broke in through there, and even before the handoff, as the handoff was being made, Boyette was making the tackle.
Show you how strong Shelnut is. Boyette was there. Shelnut bounced off a pile of Badgers. Boyette wrapped him up but couldn't bring him down, and actually Shelnut lost 3 or 4 yards on his own momentum trying to get away.
This is interesting. 3rd and 14 at their own 27. What will they do?
They fake the pitch, looking for help. It's going to be wrapped up and thrown for a loss again as the ball is way back. It was handed off to Godino. Kelly Wiley of the Badgers came up to make the stop and put the ball all the way back to the 29-yard line.
They just went backwards after they got that big first down on the fourth down play. A fumble for a loss of 1, and then a loss of 3 on the handoff up the middle, and then they tried the option out to the right and lost 2 more yards. So Arkadelphia's defense really rose to the occasion on that.
Fourth down, 15 yards to go, and the Panthers will kick it away. Slow snap. He's going to have to hurry. He does get it away. Excellent kick all the way back to the 33-yard line. Back there with the ball, dancing around was Bruce Bailey, but he could not get away from a whole host of white-shirted Benton Panthers led by Greg Rogers primarily.
An excellent job of coverage that time. That's what they need every time against the electrifying Bruce Bailey.
It was a very high catch punt that stayed up a long time and gave him an opportunity to get down and covered. So it's first down, 10 to go for Arkadelphia. The ball at their own 32-yard line. First and 10 from the 32 for Arkadelphia. Chris Mosley, the quarterback. Back in the eye, that's Bailey. The handoff goes.
And a fumble. Shane Smith's on it, and it's Benton's ball at the 30-yard line.
Trying to hand the ball to Lavelle Fort. Fort missed connections. The ball was loose, and Shane Smith, who has already had an interception for a touchdown tonight, came up with a big fumble recovery. Shane Smith, a 5'10", 160-pound senior, making his second big, important play of this ball game. So with 9:02 to go here in the second quarter, the momentum has shifted once again. The ball belongs to Benton. They will put it in play at the Arkadelphia 30-yard line. Now watch them bow their necks and go. Up to the line of scrimmage comes the Panthers. Leading them up, Jamie Jones. Looks at him. No, I'm sorry. That's Brad Colladin at quarterback. Collett looks him over. Barks his signals. Hands off to Sheldon. He's trying to get outside. Can't make it. Bounces off a tackle and is strung out all the way across the sideline.
I'll tell you what, we saw a new formation for Benton that time. They broke the bone, had Shelnut playing at a wingback. They tried an inside handoff, a trap. It wasn't there. Shelnut had the presence of mind to go ahead and try to take it on around the outside, and he got ahead for about 2 yards, maybe 3 on that play.
Must have run 40. Different. Must have run 40 to get those 2. I don't know exactly how far, but he did travel a long way for 2 yards.
All the way across the field.
So it's a second down, 8 yards to go now for the Panthers. And back to pass is Collett. He hits his man wide open over on the far side. That appeared to be...
I don't know if it was Shane Smith or Jake Goheen on that reception.
I thought it was Johnny Brewer, but I'll have to wait till somebody gets up. It was Goheen?
Uh-huh.
Jake Goheen was the man.
That's just the third pass, not counting the 2-point conversion last week that Benton has hit this year. And it comes at a good time, gets him a first down inside the Arkadelphia 20-yard line, down to about the 16, I guess.
Ball placed on the 16-yard line, first and 10 for Benton. Collett still at quarterback, hands off to Shelnut. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Well, he's wrapped up and then literally bulls his way forward for maybe 2 yards. Pickup of 2, second down and 8. As Shelnut that time was really whacked at the line of scrimmage by George Boyette, who is one of the stickouts on defense for Arkadelphia. Boyette, the only player on the Badgers that goes both ways, both offensively and defensively, 6'1", 230 pounds and good quickness. Pickup of 3, let's call it, second down and 7. The Panthers need something. Flank Jake Goheen, wide to the right. Collett turns around, hands off to Gadino, and he is literally wrapped up and swarmed. It looks like now they're shooting their linebackers and keying on one linebacker on Gadino and the other linebacker on Shelnut. So
they're definitely going to dare Benton to pass the ball. It's just a matter of whether Benton has the ability to do that, or if they have the ability to just go ahead and run the ball through them despite that effort.
Loss of 1 on the play, call it third down and 8. Ball is inside the Arkadelphia 15-yard line, so the Panthers, if they can gain some yardage here, will be in fourth down situation. Here's a pass intended for Goheen. She led him just a little bit in the end zone. Defended pretty well, but a good pass would have been in there as Goheen was running the slant or the post pattern.
That was the same pattern that they hit a while ago, and he just let him a little bit too much this time. A good coverage on the play by Robinson. Looks like they're going to try for a field goal here. I think that's Godino carrying a tee.
So Godino will probably do the kicking.
No, it's Heath Nix coming out. So it looks like he's going to be doing the kicking. That may not be.
Raydale Robinson was the man on defense that time, but it was also Kyle Muse. And Muse was positioned in such a way as probably there might have been a little confusion there on the mind of Goheen when he went to the football. 6 minutes 40.
Take a timeout here. They were taking a little bit too much time getting the field goal unit on the field, and they were running out at the 30-second clock was about to run out on them. They called a timeout to save this field position so that Heath Nix will have a good shot at kicking this through.
6 minutes 43 seconds left to play here in this second quarter. The Panthers lead the Badgers by a score of 15-8. You're listening to Benton Panther football on K107 FM KAKI in Benton, and we'll be back with more Benton Panther football after this 30-second timeout. Back to action here at Arkadelphia's home field, the Henderson State University Haygood Stadium, and it will be Heath Nix teeing it up at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 30-yard field goal attempt unless Coach Fight has something in mind. The kick is up. The kick is long enough. The kick is good. So with 6:37 to play in the first half, Heath Nix puts through a 30-yard field goal, making the score 18-8 in favor of the Benton Panthers. Go ahead.
Sorry about that, Bill. The first field goal of the season for Benton, and Heath Nix drilled it right through there, end over end. Fine. He had a good 5 yards leeway on it. Did a good job. They set Jake Goheen doing the holding. He set it down in good fashion, and here we are. We've got the 4th-ranked Arkadelphia Badgers out here at home. 6:37 left in the first half, and they're behind 18-8 to the Benton Panthers. This is quite a story right here.
I got to tell you, I couldn't help but compare the first kick of Heath Nix this year to that one. Remember his first attempt?
The one that went off the
bar.
Yeah.
Down in Malvern, way back. What is that? 3-4 weeks ago already now.
Yeah.
But that one was high and true and good. So now Nix will kick it off. Back deep again is
short kick.
Bailey, but the ball is way short. Pulled in over there, and ball's on the ground. Who's got it? And it is Arkadelphia's football. The ball was taken out by.
Like it was Michael Turner that came out on that. He got to about the 42-yard line, fumbled it back to about the 39, and that's where it was recovered by Arkadelphia.
Just as well on that play, because that's where Bailey would have probably brought it out to anyway. Boy, that Bailey is a player. I'm going to tell you, folks, 6:29 to go. Arkadelphia has the football at their own 34-yard line. First down, 10 to go. Arkadelphia's ball. It's still Chris Mosley, the quarterback for the Badgers. He fakes a handoff up the middle. He's keeping. Got around the end. He's down for 10, 11, 12. Pickup of 16 yards on the play, 17 yards on the play by Mosley.
Mosley was very careful on that play, on this fake into the middle. He kept both hands on the ball. He made a good read, took it out of Ford's belly, and turned it around the corner and picked up good yardage.
Everybody on the Benton defensive side came for the football, or came for Lavelle Ford, who did not have the ball, and it took Jake Goheen coming up from his safety position to come over and stop that play and perhaps even save a touchdown. 1st and 10 for Arkadelphia as they are close to midfield now. And here's Bailey trying to get outside. They're stringing him out. Now he turns it around. He's turned around again, and he is going to get swallowed up back there.
Good job by Shane Smith coming up from cornerback to contain that play, coming out from the inside. Roger Barker and Greg Mundy.
And don't forget that also in there was Heath Nix and the ever-present, omnipresent Kelsey Dedman. who had his big body.
They did an excellent job that time of containing that play. That's the same play that Bailey's burned them for big yardage before in this game, and maybe now they've solved it.
They really strung that one out, lost in the play of about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down 15, ball at the 44-yard line of Arkadelphia now, and back to pass goes Mosley. He's getting pressure, and it's Dedman, and he couldn't get him. Now Mosley's trying to throw, and finally,
yeah, I think they
got it away.
They called it out of bounds. He dropped the ball as he was catching it at midfield. He got it out there to, I believe that's his tight end, yeah.
Jay Cooper was the man he was intending it
Looked
for.
Like he had the ball.
I thought he had it, but apparently he was bobbling it and then dropped it completely when he went out of bounds.
Mosley did a good job there of scrambling, and Benton did a good job of putting pressure on him. It was a straight drop back, no play action, and Benton was in his face, made him scramble, and he did a good job getting the ball away.
We've got 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the half. It's 3rd down, still 15 to go for Arkadelphia from their own 44, and back once again to pass is Mosley. He looks, he throws long, he's got a man wide open, he's got a first down, and plus a first down as he takes it down inside the 40-yard line of the Benton Panthers all the way to the 35-yard line. The man making the reception, Andy Russell. And Russell was so alone you'd have thought his 5-day deodorant pad had worn out over there. There was nobody within 10 yards of him in any direction.
They had zone coverage on that, and Mosley did a good job of picking out
the wide open man.
Yeah.
So it's 1st down, 10 to go for Arkadelphia from the Benton 35. Big pickup on that one. And Mosley hands off, fakes to Ford, cuts it up himself, breaks the tackle. He's inside the 30, across the 20, down to the 22-yard line, or the 17-yard line, rather, for another first down. I'd heard you say that Mosley transferred down this year from up north with his dad.
They were both at Bryant. Charles Mosley was an assistant coach at Bryant, so they're very familiar with Benton, of course. And of course,
last
Chris
year,
was the starting quarterback for Bryant last year as a junior.
Last year, Mosley and Godino then were teammates.
That's right.
Okay. 1st down, 10 to go once again for the Badgers as they're inside the 20 at the 17-yard line of the Panthers. On the drive, on the prowl, Mosley on the keep.
Good job.
He's hit once, twice, and knocked hard to the ground. And who was the man coming up to make the stick? Number
looks like Kirk Shellnut.
34, Kirk Shellnut.
Linebacker now. Did a good job of controlling that option to the short side. He and Mundy were there.
Give him 2 yards on the play, call it 2nd down and 8. Isn't it amazing, though, when you have a good athlete playing offensively or defensively, they always make their presence felt.
They do indeed. Of course, Shellnut started linebacker last year.
2nd down, 8 yards to go for Arkadelphia. They're driving from right to left. Fumble on the ground, picked up by Mosley. Mosley's trying to get it away, and he's going to make a bunch of yards out of it, considering the way it started, as he punches it down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, marking at the 9-yard line, where it now becomes 3rd down and about 2.5, long 2.
Very heady play by Mosley on that one. He dropped the ball, kept his composure, picked it up, and reversed the field, and weaved his way down to the 9-yard line, picked up 6 yards when he could have lost the ball, could have lost 3 or 4 yards.
But that was a very poised play by the quarterback. He showed he did not get flustered, he didn't make a mistake, and he picked up some yardage, kept his team on the prowl, and we have another timeout on the field, this time charged to Arkadelphia. So with 3 minutes, 4 seconds left to go in the first half, and our score reading Benton 18, Arkadelphia 8. Let's take time for this 30-second commercial pause. And Rob Patrick coming your way tonight from Haygood Stadium here on the campus of Henderson State University, where the Arkadelphia Badgers are playing host to the Benton Panthers. It's the Badgers football as they're driving what looks to be another score.
It's a real offensive show, Bill. 18-8 in favor of Benton, but Arkadelphia has been stopped only a couple of times. They've moved the ball well. Both offenses have moved the ball well. Benton's made some adjustments. We've got some different people in there at linebacker. Brian Holter is in there. Kirk Shellnut's played some linebacker. They're trying to stop the speed of Arkadelphia.
Here's a handoff straight ahead to Fort. He's got a first down inside the 5-yard line.
Showed a little of their muscle that time. Fort, good ball carrier, 210 pounds of fullback there.
Fort just simply took the short straight ahead handoff, and on a power move behind both his guards and tackle, he plowed it down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, where it is now first down and goal to go for the Arkadelphia Badgers. They trail the Benton Panthers by 10, so you can expect them to not only go for the touchdown, but if they score, go for the 2-point conversion as well. Once again, it is Chris Mosley, the quarterback, calling the play. Moving to his left, pitches to Bailey. Bailey is in. Nope, they knocked him out at the 1-yard line on a touchdown saving play by guess who?
That was Jake Goheen again.
Jake Goheen again.
Mosley did a good job of just before he got smacked by Roger Barker. Got the ball away to Bailey, and Bailey turned the corner and just about made the flag.
Jake Goheen kept them out of the end zone for the time being, but I think the way Arkadelphia is playing right now, it's safe to say that unless they fumble, they're going to find a way to get this one into the end zone. Up they come to the line of scrimmage to the blue-clad Badgers. Splits right and left. Mosley calls, and Mosley dives, and Mosley is not in. He's held out by about a half-yard as he went on a quarterback dive. Did not get in, and the clock continues to run, and Mosley will get off the bottom of the pile, and they'll put the ball down at the half-yard line now.
I really think that Arkadelphia is going to have to go wide to score this touchdown. They've had one good run up the middle, but for the most part, most of their yardage has been on the corners. And if they don't make this touchdown, it's going to be a big, big defensive stand by Benton.
It certainly would, as Mundy, Dedman, and Nix were all in there that time to make the stop. Here we go once again. Mosley hands off to Ford, who dives through the air with the greatest of ease, and he's in for the touchdown. Lavelle Fort went into his Greg Louganis impression and went into the end zone for the score, making it 18-14. And now we'll watch the Badgers line up for the extra point. Will they go for one, or will they go for two? They've got a man in to kick the football, and we'll have to watch and see. This fella's got a great leg, Andy Russell. He does their kicking off as well as their extra points. It is Mosley to hold. So the snap is back, the place is down, the kick is up, that kick is good. And Benton can't believe it. The Benton Panthers were waving it off, saying no good, but the officials ran out from under the goalpost with arms in the air. So regardless of the conjecture over the point, it is scored, and it is now 18-15. 18-15.
Wow. An offensive game, first half, 18-15. Both teams have had trouble stopping the other. Arkadelphia has helped with some turnovers. A big play was the interception by Shane Smith. He ran it back some 45 yards for a touchdown for Benton's second score of the night. Then the first field goal of the year by Heath Nix, 30-yarder to make it 18-8. Arkadelphia came right back after that and moved the ball 40, let's see, about 66 yards for the touchdown. They're down trailing 18-15. Benton is still ahead. They have not trailed in this game.
It'll be a very interesting thing to see whether or not Benton goes all out with the football now this close to the end of the first half, or whether they'll be just happy to set on it and get out with that 18-15 lead. Deep kick taken in at about the 2-yard line by Godino. He's out and upended at the 20, and he was really popped at the 20-yard line. Is coming up to make the tackle for the Arkadelphia Badgers was number 20, C.J. Turner. Turner came up to make the tackle. You know, we're seated up here in this press box at the Haygood Stadium, and there is very little noise allowed in, and it feels kind of funny to sit here and listen to reporters talk as opposed to hearing the crowd outside.
Yeah.
Minute and 29 seconds to go. The clock is running. The Panthers out in their wishbone offense. Once again, it's Jamie Jones at quarterback. Straight ahead handoff to Kurt Shulman, and he pops it out across the 20 to the 25-yard line. where he is deposited. Make it the 24. Pick up a 5 on the play. Second down and 5 yards to go.
They had some success passing. Brad Collett hit a pass in the last drive that set up the field goal. Jamie Jones, the quarterback now, just 57 seconds left in the half. I don't know if they'll risk that at this point or not.
Clock is running. We're down to 50 seconds as the Panthers get the ball off straight ahead, up the middle. Godino on the carry, and he's going to get only a couple as now the Badgers are starting to stack their defense and key a linebacker per running back as far as per halfback on the Panther offense. They've got
at this point, it really looks like Benton is going to run the ball, run the clock out down to 24 seconds now. So, and they're playing with a tight. They're not splitting anybody out.
They'll have to pull off one more play before they can get out of this half. It's 10 seconds on the.
I'm really kind of surprised that Arkadelphia had, well, they've used some timeouts. They may not have them to take.
Straight ahead handoff, and that's going to be the last play, but getting a first down as he took the ball all the way out to the 33.
That was Shelnut.
Shelnut again. Shelnut on the carry, but that'll be the last play of the first half. No, I lie to you. They'll have to move the sticks to because of the first down. Now they wind the clock back up. The clock winds down, and that's the end of the first half. So we've played 24 minutes of football here at Haygood Stadium, and the score at the end of the first half is the Arkadelphia Badgers 15, the Benton Panthers 18, and if that score sounds like it was an exciting first half and a lot of offense, that's exactly what it was. We'll be back to recap the first half and talk a little bit about what may have to happen in the second half for both the Panthers and the Badgers after we take this 90-second commercial timeout. Are back on the field here at Henderson State University's Haygood Stadium in Arkadelphia, where the Arkadelphia Panthers are out ready to kick off. Arkadelphia Badgers, dummy, are out ready to kick off to the Benton Panthers to get this second half started. Arkadelphia ready, and they look excited. They're the first ones on the field, and they're jumping a bit. I wonder if that might be the same as get up and go.
It'll be Benton's challenge to withstand that and stay in this game and perhaps win it as they lead 18-15 at the half.
So button your hats on, folks. Here it comes. Second half football. The run-up, the kick by Russell. High and deep. Godino at the 5. Out to the 10, 15. At the 20, he's wrapped up and thrown to the ground on an excellent tackle by the Badger, who is wearing number 56, Derek Sally. Derek Sally and Richard Moss both downfield to make the stop. So it will be first down, 10 yards to go for the Benton Panthers at their own 21-yard line. 18-15 is the score. We're in the third period. That third period just underway. The Panthers would like to nothing more than to sustain a long drive right now, Rob. This is where it would be great for them to grind it out for a long, long time. It is Jamie Jones at quarterback, handing off straight ahead to Kurt Shelnut. Nope, that's the fullback, Randy Wright, on the carry. Give Randy a pickup of about 2, call it second down and 8 yards to go. 2nd and 8. For the Panthers, as it appears, they're going to try to grind it out straight up the middle again.
And Arkadelphia's playing an honest defense. They've got their backs, their secondary playing back, all 4 of them, and their regular 5-man front.
They're in that 5 down. Good snap. Jamie Jones cuts it up around the outside, and he's wrapped up after he picks up a couple or 3. Looked like he might have had some running room, and had he been able to pitch the ball, I believe that Bob Godino was out there in good shape where he might have really been able to go to the races, but Jamie couldn't see him or couldn't get the ball away in time. Give him a pickup on the play of 3, call it 3rd down and 5 now. And boy, these 3rd down and 5s will hurt a wishbone team in the long run. It is Jones. Faking into the line, trying to keep and carry for the first down himself as he tries to swing it around the left end.
I think he's going to be just short.
He was knocked down at the 30-yard line.
There was quite a bit of congestion in there, and he pulled it out and to the outside, the left side, and I guess he's going to be about 2 yards short, and they're going to punt it away.
And they're spotting the ball now down at the 29-yard line, which would make it a 4th down and 2 for the Panthers. And they're going to have to kick it away, and they need another kick like that last one that backed up and was high enough that they got good coverage downfield, because the man back to receive the pass is Bruce Bailey, the 6-foot, 175-pound speedster. It's a low kick this time, and it squibs and wobbles out of bounds directly on the 40-yard line. So
they just kicked it away from Bailey that time.
That's really all they did.
Yeah, a 30-yard punt.
No return, which is better than kicking it 40 yards and have Bailey bring it back 35.
That's right.
But it will be Arkadelphia's football. First down, 10 to go from their own 40-yard line now.
We'll see what adjustments Benton made defensively to try to stop that option on the outside game.
There's those wide splits we talked about between the nose man and the two tackles. Trying to stretch it out round side, and boy, Bailey's just got such good speed that even though it was well played defensively by the Panthers, the ball is moved out to the 44, but I think I see a flag on the field holding against Arkadelphia, and that will negate that.
He also fumbled the ball, but out of bounds.
Yeah.
But and Arkadelphia's had some trouble holding on to the ball tonight, so that's something we might watch this second half to see.
They mark off 10 yards on the penalty, take it back to the 30, where it now becomes first down and 20 yards to go for the Badgers. Number 24, Andy Russell, the 5'9", 150-pound kicker flanker, was the man that the officials determined was doing the holding, and that might be how he got around the corner even for 4. Again, those wide defensive splits. They run the ball to the left, and it's Mosley really cutting it back up, and he's going to
get... made a good play on that one, upending the Mosley.
He's going to get 4 yards maximum, and coming up from the bottom of the pile, George Boyette, who is the offensive center, came up limping a little bit.
Sophomore linebacker Brian Holter in on that play as well. He played well in spot duty last week, and they were impressed with him. He's in there in a clutch situation now, trying to give some defensive help.
Pick up a 4 on the play, second down 16 for Arkadelphia. Once again, it's Mosley calling the signals. This time, he puts his tailback in motion, but a flag falls, and it appears that they did not have enough minutes. Well, and lined up offside. Scott Thomas, the split end, was detected for lining up offside, so take the ball back 5 more yards. Call it second down and 21 now.
That's really hard to do for a split end to line up offside, because the official out there marks his place where he needs to go to be onside, to be lined up right, and that time I think that Thomas just wasn't looking, got out there and got over the line of scrimmage before he knew it.
And now you can bet everybody and his brother will be watching him this time. Ned Robinson splits wide to the left this time, and they put Bailey in motion. Looks like Mosley wants to throw.
Really flooding
getting some pressure. He's going to get hit and nailed as he's knocked down for another loss. And coming in to make the tackle was Mr. Windsor, Aaron Windsor, on a great job, but give credit where credit is due. Again, you have to remember that it was Mr. Deadman and some of the others from the interior that flushed him and made him move further away than he wanted and harassed him just enough.
And I tell you, that time, the defensive coverage in the secondary was what made Mosley, his initial receiver and maybe his secondary receiver as well covered, and he had to start moving around, and before he could do anything, the pocket collapsed and he was sacked.
Third down and 27 yards to go.
And they're going to get a delay penalty here if they don't call. I think they called a timeout with 1 second left on the 24 or 30-second clock.
And they were really confused. They sent the 2 wide receivers to the left, and then they both turned around and ran completely across the field to the right.
Then they got 4 of that back, and then they lost 5 on an offside penalty. Then on second down and 21, Mosley was sacked for a loss of 6. So They've been going backwards.
They're in that negative yardage category at this point, and that's not very good. And it looks as if the Benton Panthers have indeed made some defensive adjustments that are going to force Arkadelphia to make some offensive adjustments between possessions out there.
We'll need to watch here on the secondary coverage.
Third down, 27 yards to go. I would assume Mosley's going to throw. He fakes and looks and wants to throw, and he's going to get sacked again.
Greg Mundy in that time with
You
a little
betcha.
help from
Greg Mundy.
Looks like who is that? That's Will Connell in there as well.
Will Connell and Greg Mundy put the pressure on, and Mundy made one last desperate wave and jump and knocked him down, and the ball is all the way back inside the 15-yard line.
So very good.
Put it at the 14-yard line where it becomes fourth down, and let's see how my arithmetic is. 10, 20, 36.
Very good.
36, fourth and 36. I don't even think a wide-open football team like Arkadelphia will try that one.
No way, no.
They're going to kick it away.
And Benton should have good field position.
Excellent field position, and they came very close to blocking the punt. And it takes a Benton bounce. The ball hit on about the 46-yard line, and then bit like a 9-iron and bounced back toward the Arkadelphia goal, and is being spotted on the 41. So it is first down, 10 to go for the Panthers at the Arkadelphia 41-yard line. In the second half, the Panthers are moving from right to left, going from the west to the east end zone here at Haygood Stadium, or the east to the west end zone. I got that backwards. Going from right to left toward the western end zone. The Panthers on the offense, straight ahead handoff to Robert Godino. He pounds it down inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line.
This is that quick handoff.
Who got up limping?
That's Dennis Bird, right offensive tackle, limping around. I hope it's nothing serious, maybe just a Charlie horse. He's staying in the game at this point.
6'3" and 245
looks like he's worked
pounds.
it out a little bit.
He'd be hard to replace, would he not?
He is a good one.
He's in there and lined up. Second down, 7 to go. Pick up a 3 on that last play. Turn, handoff to Shelnut. He pops through for about 7 or 8. Very close to a first down. I think we're going to have to give him 7 and call it third down and 1. But Shelnut was just one stride from breaking that for a long way. But he got tripped up by one hand and brought to the ground. So it becomes third down and a long 1 yard to go. What trick will Jamie Jones pull out of the offensive hat for this play? Jones under center. Looks right, looks left, barks the signals, turns, spin. Shelnut on the handoff. Across the 30, down to the 29-yard line.
Looks like the best trick for Benton at this point has been straight at him.
Straight at him. That's worked all year, and you'll want to dance with the one that brung you, I guess.
It's certainly working against Arkadelphia there.
Spot the ball exactly on the 30-yard line.
The thing is, Arkadelphia knows what's coming. It's just that they, as good as they are, they're having trouble stopping it.
You have to execute, and that's what Benton does in their offense. It's not a complicated offense. It's based on execution, and that's exactly what they do. 5 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the third quarter. The Panthers leading by 3, 18-15, handoff to Robert Godino on a counter play, and he just muscles and bulls his way down to about the 26-yard line. Pick up a 4, becomes second down and 6.
Again, just the line surge is doing the job. Benton controlling the line of scrimmage against Arkadelphia's defense at this point. And it looks like Dennis Bird, who was limping just a little while ago, is moving freely now, so he's all right.
Yeah, it must have been just, he might have got stepped on or something and had a little pinch, and he's up. But it's gut check time, and that's what Benton is trying to do. Ball's in the air. Looks like Arkadelphia got it. Nope.
Jamie got it back.
Jones must have hands of steel, because I would guarantee you that Arkadelphia had that football.
He really did a good job popping back on that. It looked like on that play that Jones was surprised by the snap.
Like he missed the snap.
That's Brad Collett actually that's in there. It looked like that's 7, but it was Collett. It looked like he was surprised by the snap. Maybe he had the count wrong because everybody else went on that count. And it popped out. Collett just outmaneuvered the Arkadelphia player for the ball. I was really surprised that he got it back.
But there was a loss on the play of 1 yard, makes it third down and 7 to go. But with the ball down inside the 30-yard line of Arkadelphia. This is 4-down territory. Collett is trapped and banged and hit. Nothing ever got underway. It looked like Collett was confused on who was supposed to get the ball that time. And he's brought down after no gain, making it 4th down and 7.
This will be interesting to see what they try here.
And now it will be a long play, I guess.
Ramsey's coming off, so it's not, they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Goheen coming in, and he will undoubtedly split wide. And, of course, with Collett in there, he is the throwing quarterback.
Kind of in between whether to go ahead and go for the ball. You can't punt it. It's a little long for a field goal, so might as well go for it and see what happens.
4th and 7. Fakes inside, rolls to his right. Does Collett. He throws the ball ahead. It's complete. And I believe, yeah, I'm trying to pick out who caught the ball. Kurt Shelnut, I believe. Let's see, as they come back toward the huddle. I haven't got any glasses.
I think that's Randy Wright.
That's Randy Wright who made the catch. Randy Wright, and everybody swung out to Goheen. The play moved away. Goheen was split to the left. The play rolled to the right, and Randy Wright was Johnny on the spot.
Nice catch.
To pull the ball in. The ball was thrown high. He went up for it, climbed the ladder, pulled it down, and brought it in. And we have a 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Benton Panthers. The ball at the 14-yard line. And now once again, Benton is knocking on the door. Collett, straight ahead handoff, and look at Gadino power. Holy cow. He just, you know, he's not really that big. He's 5'10", 180, but he's solid and he's strong, and he really just keeps going. Pick up a 4 on the play, and if you'd have been making book, you'd have probably said he gets thrown for a 1-yard loss or something close to that. As it turned out, a pickup of 4, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play here in this 3rd quarter, as the Benton Panthers have controlled the clock and the ball for most of the 3rd period of play. Once again, Collett spins, hands off, straight ahead. Very little gain on the play, as it was Kurt Shelnut on the handoff that time.
Again, I want to emphasize here, Bill, that Arkadelphia knows what's coming. Now, on that pass play, that was you know, they had to expect that.
Sure.
It's just that Benton is executing, and they've been very successful.
It's 3rd down and, boy, that's a short 6, isn't it? Or can I not see? Look, I'm going to call that 5. I don't care what's on the scoreboard. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Benton needs 2 or 3 to go for the 4th to make sure that they will go for it. Here's Kurt Shelnut cutting it back inside, takes it down inside the 15-yard line.
Good block that time by Drew Yoakum, kicking out the linebacker, the defensive end there.
Down inside the 5 to about the 4, and that's very close to a 1st down. Maybe a half a football or a football and a half short, but they're not going to measure. It's far enough away, but it can't be more than a foot and a half, would you say?
I'd say that's a good measurement there.
So it's going to be 4th down, officially 1 yard to go, and the Arkadelphia fans are up on their feet, cheering their defense, extolling them to stop the Panthers. They almost jump off sides. Hand off, pitch back to Gadino. He cuts it up, and he's down in close to the goal line.
1st down.
And he's got the 1st down at the 1 or the 2-yard line.
Brad Collett there almost lost control of the snap again. Then he whipped around and made a great fake to Shelnut. Shelnut carried it out nicely.
Excellent.
And really brought in it's the play they've been running so much that the defense really bit. And then Collett did a good job of getting the ball wide to Gadino, and Gadino just, he had the room to run, and he got it down to the 2 for a 1st and goal.
In his own inimitable, powerful style, took it down to the 2-yard line, where it's 1st down, goal to go for the Panthers. We have a flag and a motion penalty against the Panthers. Benton is called for illegal procedure.
They've got some fireworks here. Was that some fireworks that went off by mistake or something there?
I don't know. I think it was the assistant coach next door here pounding on the table, I believe.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Either that or one of the big balloons popped.
I was looking down, marking that last play, and boom. It was Benton assistant, we won't name him.
1st down, 7 yards to go now for a touchdown. And I guess if you can make 2, you can make 7. It's Collett, the quarterback, straight ahead to Shelnut, rather, and he maybe got a yard. And now the Arkadelphia crowd is on their feet, cheering with great lust and zest, trying to get their defensive team to stop this touchdown try by Benton. Let's see. New player into the game is number 27, I believe. Who is that coming out here wide to the right?
That's Chris Ramsey.
Chris Ramsey, 82.
That's the end of the quarter.
We have run out of quarter. I got so busy looking at the new guy coming in, I forgot to follow the clock down. We have played 3 quarters of football. The score is 18 for Benton, 15 for Arkadelphia. We'll be back with more Benton Panther football here on K107 FM, aka KI in Benton, after this 30-second commercial timeout. Rob Patrick along with Bill Powell here at Haygood Stadium in Arkadelphia, where the Benton Panthers face a second down, 6 yards to go for a touchdown. Second and goal from the 6 for the Panthers. Arkadelphia digging in. The official blows the ball ready for play, and it is Brad Collett at quarterback. Brad takes the snap, spins, fakes a handoff, goes wide, still going, down very close to the 1-yard line as he kept looking back toward a trailing Robert Godino and sucking the defense with him, and each time he did it, he moved another yard closer to the end zone. He's got it down to the 1 where it's 3rd down and goal to go from the 1-yard line of Arkadelphia.
I think if he'd have probably pitched, if he had pitched it, that it would have been a touchdown, but he kept getting more yardage, and it looked like he might even score. And really, it was a good play to hang on to the ball and not risk a pitch at that point.
Power up the middle, I bet on it. This time, it's Collett on the quarterback keep, and it looks like he's in for the touchdown.
Is that?
Now we got to watch and see how they take him off.
It was actually a dive play to Shelnut there, and they held him.
Was Sheldon? It looked like Collett took it in. Well, it becomes 4th down and goal to go from the 4-inch line. Not very much. Now Arkadelphia wants timeout to talk about it. Yeah. Sure. Getting everybody? Here we go. 4th down, goal to go for the Panthers. Collett at quarterback. Here's the snap, the turn, the give. Did he get in? Yes. And I believe it was Godino going in for the touchdown.
They gave it to Shelnut.
They gave it to Shelnut.
Straight dive.
Straight dive to Kurt Shelnut for the touchdown.
It was close, but he got in.
Oh, that is a big score, folks. A very big score.
I tell you, it was a big drive. You consider how long they had the ball. They got the ball with 6:54 left in the 3rd quarter, and here it is, 10:52 left in the 4th quarter. They used up a lot of time, kept Arkadelphia's defense on the field for a long time. They put the ball in, got points out of it, and they upped their advantage. And now Arkadelphia's got to score twice to win this game.
Again, they have to score twice. There's Heath Nick's kick, and it's no good this time. Hit the upright, so the score remains at 24-15. You know, last week in the game with Old Main, you and I watched the Old Main Wildcat blow some opportunities to score by self-destructing.
Some big play, hit a big pass on a 4th down. Brad Collett did a great job on that, so did Randy Wright. It was, they knew, for the most part, Arkadelphia knew what was coming.
On the kickoff, the ball was kind of scuffed, like I hit my driver a lot of times, or my 3-wood, actually.
Is that Godino kicking off?
It looked like Godino kicking off, and he just missed the ball. He hit the big black ball under the football that time, and it's covered with the green fuzz, and it scooted off to the right, so he will be penalized for kicking the ball out of bounds, and the ball will be placed back 5 more yards, and he will kick again. This time he'll kick from the 35-yard line, and with a guy back there like Bruce Bailey, who they're trying to keep the ball away from, I'm sure, but with a dangerous man like him, who's been sitting on the bench now for quite a long time, resting,
fresh, huh?
is quite fresh.
Yeah.
He could turn this thing around in a very short time.
I think they've gone to Godino because some of Nix's kicks were short, and there Godino got a pretty good long
and he kicked it on the ground, and he's having trouble picking it up. Finally, Bailey does. He splits 2, he splits 3, and Wait a minute. Who made the tackle as he brought it all the way out to the 40, 45-yard line?
Wright on the
It was Gadino, though, that knocked him down. Wright came over and pinned him, but Gadino hit him at about the 41 and threw him off stride. Randy Wright came over and pinned him to the ground.
Still, it was a big run back and puts Arkadelphia in good field position to try to strike back. And they've got plenty of time because they are a dangerous, explosive team.
All right. It is Chris Mosley, the quarterback. Once again, fakes to Ford, moves to his right, pitches out to Bailey. Bailey is surrounded by Jake Goheen, who did
Shane Smith on that play.
Smith, right. Shane Smith did just a super job that time. He literally, if one man could surround another man, he did just that.
He was the one man that was there, and he made a great Bailey is a man that's hard to bring down one-on-one, and Shane Smith did the job. A good play there. He
juked him every way but up and down, and Smith did not take any one of the fakes. Stayed with him, rode him to the ground for a pickup of 2 at 2nd down and 8. And more importantly, that clock continues to run. We're down to 9 minutes and 55 left in this football game. Arkadelphia with the football. This is Bailey coming around the left side, looking for running room. They've got him surrounded again. He's slippery as an eel, but they finally get him down. And they get him down with a loss of a yard, as a matter of fact.
Is it Heath Nix or Greg Mundy that came in with that original
I thought it was Mundy, and also Billy Lincoln was there. Nix was down at the bottom. So
Rodney Wright got in on the play as well.
When a team plays team defense as well as Benton does, it's hard to pick out the one guy who really did the sticking, you know, unless it's in the open field.
Big play.
Big play. 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Important play. Maybe the most important play of the game for Arkadelphia. It is Mosley. Back to throw. He wants to throw. He's being chased. We got a flag. Mosley is surrounded and knocked to the deck back at the 35-yard line.
Deadman.
Now let's wait and see what the flag is all about. Kelsey Deadman, back there holding against Arkadelphia. They will decline that one, I'll bet you.
A big play there.
But do not overlook the contribution made by Rick Daniel and Rodney Wright and Bill Lincoln and Greg Mundy on the defensive side that time of forcing Mosley deeper and deeper, getting through his blocking.
They had the coverage and gave Benton's lineman a chance to surround Mosley. Mosley had to tuck and run, and he had no place to run. The defensive line had him surrounded. Good job all the way around for the defense on that series, and now Benton's got to give up the ball.
Arkadelphia punt is very high. It bounces. It takes a Benton bounce. It was high and short. Landed on the 41-yard line and bounced back to the 45, where it will be put into play. I guess you better call that the 44-yard line.
Just a 20-yard punt on that.
To be precise. The ball is placed at the 44. 1st down, 10 yards to go, 8 minutes, 33 seconds left to play in this football game. And you know, if it stays the way it is right now, Rob, some people are going to write this up as an upset. I guess because of the rankings and everything, it has to be determined that, but those of us who have watched Benton all year know better. This is a good football team, this Benton team.
It is a bit of an upset. Either way, I mean, Arkadelphia is a proven winner.
Ooh, look at this one. Ooh. Guess who? Robert Gadino got off the blocks in a big hurry that time.
Would you say that offensive line is charged up?
I would say so.
Arkadelphia back, and Arkadelphia has the look of a team that knows they're in danger.
Knows they are... maybe they have met their enemy for a change tonight. Pick up 7 yards on the play by Gadino.
That gives Gadino 97 yards on 12 carries now.
Needs 3 more for 100. Maybe you can get it this time. 2nd and 3. Handoff this time to Shelnut. And Kurt Shelnut pops it out very close to the 45-yard line of Arkadelphia. If he made it to the 45, it will be a 1st down. Let's see where they spot it. Nope. They're spotting it back inside the 44. Give him a pickup of 2. Make it 3rd down and 1.
Shelnut, 18 carries, 70 yards.
So between them, they've got over 160 yards again, coming close to that 200-yard per game average. That's amazing for 2 running backs, really. All right. Here's the snap. It's still Jamie Jones at quarterback. He hands straight ahead to Kurt Shelnut. And I believe Shelnut's got the 1st down as he crosses the 45 to the 44-yard line. And that's enough for a 1st down where Benton now is going to just run the football. As you can well imagine, that's all they have to do. The clock inside 7 minutes, running down to 6 minutes and 50 seconds now. 17 seconds left on that play clock at the west end zone. And it is a handoff by Jones. Fumble. Ball's loose. Who got it?
This time,
I believe it's
Arkadelphia came up with it.
Just as Jamie Jones dropped the ball, he started to go down for it. Ball at their own 43-yard line. First down, 10 to go.
They're going to have to score in a hurry because they need 2 scores to win this game.
But they have the kind of offense that can score in a hurry.
6:25 left in the game.
And back to throw is Mosley. He looks, he throws, he's got a man wide open. He makes the catch. It is a first down. That was number 24, Andy Russell, downfield to pull in the pass for the reception. Big gain on the play of about 18 yards, but it is first down and 10 from the Benton 42, let's call it.
That time they set it up and threw it on timing. Did a good job. He had flooded that zone over there and picked out his man and completed it.
Clock continues to run down to 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Mosley barks the signals. Now he goes back to throw. Looks downfield, no pressure. Got a man open in the middle. Once again, that man is Andy Russell. And he takes the ball down close to the 20-yard line. Pickup of 17 on the play. So the ball continues to move. And as soon as they move these sticks, the clock will continue to roll also. That is the only good thing about making people go into the inside of in the middle to throw. But now we have a timeout called on the referee.
Got an equipment timeout here. One of the Arkadelphia players with a loose strap on his shoulder pads.
That was Andy Russell, the 5'9", 150-pound flanker, who has caught 2 passes in a row to move the ball about 35 yards down to the 21 of the Benton Panthers, where Benton's trying to dig in and keep Arkadelphia out of that end zone. First down, 10 yards to go. Mosley back. He's got 2 men flooding his zone to the right.
Good play
He's
there.
caught. He's in the grab, and he will be down. There's no in the grasp in high school football, but if there were, he would be, and it was Kelsey Dedman coming up from the bottom.
And Mundy put the initial pressure on. Mosley had to step up right into the arms of Kelsey Dedman. A loss of 4 on that play.
I know Kelsey Dedman's mother thinks he's a lovable little bear, but I don't think the fellas that play him on the football field think that they like to be hugged by him. Second down, 14. Loss of 4 on the play. Second down, 14 to go. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left to play this ball game. Mosley, straight ahead fake, tries to get it outside, takes it down across the 20 to the 21-yard line as he slid around his right end behind some pretty good blocking and an excellent fake to Lavelle Fort. Pick up on the play of about 7, where it will thus become third down and give him a pickup of 6 on it, third down and 8.
Benton would just as soon Arkadelphia try to ground it out on the ground because the time is on their side. They've got a 9-point lead.
Like the old Rawhide theme, keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Keep that clock rolling.
You betcha. 4 minutes, 25 seconds left. Mosley looks back. He wants to throw it. He's
sacked again. There's Kelsey Dedman.
Kelsey Dedman once again.
Aaron Wins are in there as well.
And I'll tell you what, Mosley did not have a clue that Dedman was coming. He beat his block so badly that Mosley just had turned to look to his left for somebody to throw to, and he was belted to the ground. So now it's 4th down and 14 yards to go.
That defensive line is playing excellent football, making the big plays for them. Of course, the secondary coverage has been good.
And they're getting better every ball game. Mosley calls his Arkadelphia Badgers to the offense. He's got a 4th and 14. He puts it up. It's in it.
It's caught by Bailey after Shane Smith almost intercepted that thing and ran it all the way back for a touchdown. It went right off his hand.
I thought Shane Smith had intercepted the football.
That was a touchdown Benton if he had.
Wow.
We got it down to the 11-yard line, and I don't think that's, well, yeah, it is.
That's
a
enough
first
for a
down by 1 yard.
But Shane Smith played the ball perfectly, and I thought he had another interception, and I was just getting ready to do what you were thinking. Call it an interception and tell everybody to watch Shane Smith go for the TD. But,
well, they're going to measure this. Now, I think he got it, but we're at a side view, and he may not. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. He He had it by almost a yard too, so you were well within your parameters of eyesight to say, yeah, he made that first down.
That was a big play, but again, the clock reads 3:40 left, and
it won't start until it's snapped because he did go out of bounds on that play.
But they still got to score 2 times. That's the key point here. They can put this in. They want to do it as quickly as possible. We'll probably see an onside kick, and then we'll see what happens from there. But again, they haven't even gotten this one in yet. And
1st and 10 from the 11. You betcha. 3:40 to go. 1st and 10 from the Benton 11-yard line. Arkadelphia trying desperately to get the ball in the end zone. Mosley to throw. Mosley has a man open and overthrows him.
He just put that one up for grabs there. If that had been online, that'd have been another Benton interception.
Yeah, Rick Daniel was playing center field on that one.
He broke on the ball real well that time.
The ball pass was intended for Andy Russell. It was thrown to where nobody could get to it, actually.
I tell you, Benton's defensive line has got to be whipped. They've been chasing Mosley around quite a bit here and doing a great job of it. They can continue to put the pressure on, make Mosley throw it quicker than he wants to. They could be the key to winning this game right now.
3:35 to go. 1st down and 10 from 2nd down and 10 from the 11. Mosley's got a man.
Great
beautiful play.
Who was that?
Running in to knock the ball away.
Brian Holter.
You betcha.
The sophomore, Brian Holter, playing linebacker, dropped back. The pass was on line for a touchdown to Russell, and Holter made a headlong dive to knock it away. Again, Benton had good pressure on Mosley that time. It was Mundy up the middle and Dedman from the left side, giving him, they were right in his face.
But he had a man wide open, and it hadn't have been for Mr. Holden, he might have had a touchdown. But the key word there is sophomore.
Yeah.
Long time and a great development for this young man. Great talent. Once again, Mosley.
Handoff on 3rd down.
Straight ahead, just trying perhaps to shake it up a little bit. Gave the ball to LaBelle Fort, thinking maybe everybody in the ballpark would be looking
We've
past.
been watching Mundy and Dedman get that penetration to rush the passer, and there was Heath Nix, the other defensive tackle, right there to get that handoff, get Fort as he got the handoff and hold him to just a 2-yard gain. Now they're facing 4th and 8 at the 9-yard line. This is the ball game right here.
4th down and 8.
3:15 left in the game.
9-yard line, 3 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock. Benton with their backs against their goal line. Arkadelphia trailing by 9 points.
You've got to realize it's been a long time since Arkadelphia's lost a ball game.
It really has.
They went undefeated all last year.
Here we go. Mosley calls into the line of scrimmage. He wants to throw. He fades. He looks. He's got a man in the end zone. He overthrows it. And that means the ball goes over to the Benton Panthers on downs. And once again, Kelsey Dedman was back there applying pressure along with Greg Mundy. And, of course, you don't ever want to overlook Billy Lincoln, who was also involved in the play.
They picked on the sophomore Rick Daniel twice in that series on those two passes to the corner to Russell. Both times he was there and the pass had to be perfect to get in there. And both times Mosley ended up having to overthrow it because of the pressure. There's only 2:55 left in this game. If Benton takes care of business, they've got themselves a very big win. 1
first down, and there's no way Arkadelphia can get the ball back. Here we go. The Panthers to the line of scrimmage. Turn, fake, and it is Jamie Jones trying to get outside. And he runs ahead for about 7 or 8 yards on an excellent fake.
Well, that ball was out there loose. It looked like Jones had, when he gave faked the handoff, he was holding it out there, but he had both hands securely on it and carried it out bootleg without much blocking and made some big yardage there.
Faked the handoff to Godino, and Godino again carried out the fake well. And you know, that's tough to do for a running back because you know you're going to get your brains beat out for nothing because you don't have the football.
Oh, it was for something.
Yes, it was. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to play. 2nd down and 1. Give Jamie Jones a pickup of 1 on the play. Handoff straight ahead to Kurt Shellnut. Shellnut takes it out across the 20-yard line to the 21, where they mark his progress stopped. And that's another first down for the Benton Panthers, and they have racked up a number of those tonight. First down, 10 to go from their own 21, but more importantly, they have the lead 24-15. Does the Benton Panther with just 2 minutes and 2 minutes left to play in this ball game. And no 2-minute timeout in high school
They're
football.
going to take all the time they can, take off that 30-second clock.
It's down to 7, 6, 5. They're going to have to get this play off in a hurry.
Barring
3,
catastrophe.
2, they do. With 1 tick left on the clock. Straight ahead handoff to Shelnut. He punches it out to the 25-yard line to pick up a 4 on the play. How many yards does Godino need for 100?
He still needs 3 yards.
He needs 3 for, I wonder if anybody down there knows that.
I just wonder if anybody really cares at this point. I tell you, it's I'm sure they do. But in Benton, the team is the concept. I mean, it's a very close-knit team, and I'm sure that Robert Godino would forsake his 100-yard game for this game to end up like it is now with a big Benton victory.
Well, Godino got that handoff, and he's going to wrestle, fight, scratch, and claw his way ahead for maybe 2 yards. 2 yards maximum. I think they're not going to give him, well, they're not going to give him any. They're going to say that they give 1 yard on the play. So a pickup of 1 for Robert Godino there. But the clock is down to just 45 seconds. There's 12 seconds left on the 30-second clock. So Benton is going to take their time. Up they come to the line of scrimmage. 4, 3, 2, handoff to Shelnut. He's battled and battled backwards, and that play is now stopped, and we get a timeout for Arkadelphia.
Just 29 seconds left in this game.
We got 29 seconds left to play. Benton leads at 24-15. We'll be back with the final 29 seconds of this Benton victory over Arkadelphia after this 60-second commercial timeout. Come back for the final 29 seconds. Benton in punt formation kicks the football away. It rolls to the 50-yard line where it bounces out of bounds. And with 23 seconds left on the clock, Arkadelphia will have one last fling at getting the ball into the end zone.
But they have lost this game. There's no way they can score twice in well,
there is.
Miracles happen, but it would be a miracle. It'd be just that. Chris Ramsey did a good job on the punt there. Arkadelphia going full out for the block on the play, and they were blocked well. Ramsey did a good job of getting the punt away quickly.
I said to Rob while we were away for that commercial break, as high as the Panthers are tonight, they're not even going to need a bus to get back to Benton. Boy, oh boy, is that an exciting group of young men over there on the far sideline. Here's Mosley back to throw. He throws it a long way, and it's knocked out of bounds. But that only ate 7 seconds off the clock, and we will have at least one more play for the Arkadelphia Badgers. And I got to tell you, folks, we've had the privilege of witnessing 2 excellent high school football teams in action here tonight at Haygood Stadium in Arkadelphia. The Arkadelphia Badgers are going to be very put upon because they're losing their first game of the season, and the first game in over 2 years, as a matter of fact. But they've been beaten by a very good football team who is just coming into its own, the Benton Panther. And Benton is only going to get better, as will Arkadelphia. Mosley back. Mosley throws, intercepted. That's
Jake
the football
Goheen gets
game.
a chance to add to his collection here.
Jake Goheen has 7 interceptions. He's ridden out of bounds. It looked like, I can't say for sure, but it looked like Jay Cooper, who made the tackle, might have got a face mask. But with 6 ticks left on the clock, nobody's really worrying about it. We do have a flag down at midfield that they're going to talk about. But really...
Goheen puts the final nail in the coffin once again. He did it to Old Main last week, and picking off their pass in the end zone tonight, picking off Arkadelphia's last gas pass, and there was an illegal receiver downfield on the play. That, of course, declined. Benton's got the football, and they've got himself a very big 24-15 victory over the 4th-ranked Arkadelphia Badgers. I'd say I wouldn't be surprised to see the Benton Panthers in the top 10 next week.
I wouldn't be a little bit surprised to see them in the top 10 either. I will be very disappointed if they're not, to be honest with you. And the heroes on the Benton side tonight are just too many to even number, because if you mention them, if you don't mention them all, you're not going to mention the ones that
They don't look like they're so excited that this is the pinnacle of the season. That's an important thing that Coach Dwight Fight wanted, is that they didn't take this, win or lose, that they didn't take this out of perspective.
Now look at them. There's a little excitement there now that it's a reality. The game is over. The Benton Panthers have defeated the 4th-ranked Arkadelphia Badgers by a final score of 24-15. That final score came with 10:52 left to play in the football game, and culminated a 18-play, 8-minute drive, which really was a thing of beauty to watch and put this ball game out of the way.
That showed just how good the Benton Panthers are, and I tell you what, the defense at the half, the score of this game was 18-15, and there had been there'd been defensive plays, but the offenses had certainly dominated, and Arkadelphia, as explosive as they are, did not score in the second half.
They could not score in the second half.
In fact, I have them down with just 3 first downs.
And if you'll recall, during the halftime, you speculated on whether they would come out with those wide splits that they had been using against the other teams that like to use their speed and go wide. And sure enough, Coach Fife had those wide splits between the nose guard and the 2 tackles, and that seemed to shut down the wide game of Arkadelphia in the second half.
I think the point that you made about the drive, though, was really what took the wind out of Arkadelphia's sails. They knew what was coming, and they couldn't stop it.
They just couldn't stop it.
Benton is to be congratulated on an impressive victory.
Let's take this 60-second commercial timeout and then come back and recap the football game and the statistics. The score at the end of the game, the Arkadelphia Badgers 15, but it was the Benton Panthers 24 for their 4th straight win of 1988. We'll be back with some final words after this 60-second timeout.